Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another session in 3G 4G wireless communication systems. So, in previous video, we have seen water filling technique and a problem related to that one. So, if you have not seen that one, then you can check the playlist. You will find the video there. So, today we are going to discuss about Almaty code. So, what is Almaty code? And the first thing, why we need Almaty code. So, before going to the derivation, we'll just try to find out why you are actually learning this one. So, what is the significance of this? A method over the previous method. So we have seen a lot of methods: zero forcing, MMSE, then orthogonality principle, then singular value decomposition, then water filling technique. So how it is different from those techniques, we will just try to find out, and then we will try to find the derivation. I mean, we'll try to derive the output expression for this one as well. So I will just start with the theory here. So, well, in MRC, that is maximum ratio combining, we need the CSI. So, what is CSI? Channel state information. Okay. So, before we transmit actual data over the channel, so what was happening in MRC, that is maximum ratio combining, is that before we transmit any information in the channel, we need the information, that is the characteristics of the channel, how it is, whether it is flat fading or whether it is frequency selective, or what is the noise level of that channel. So all those things we need to know before we transmit the actual data in case of maximum ratio combining technique, which is again the waste of power, and it is not always the suitable method to follow, because we need to find out each and every time what is the information, I mean what is the state of that channel. And as the channel is dynamic, because the channel will be the space, and in space many things will be happening. So some obstacles will be there, some vehicles will be moving, so sometimes the vehicles will be more on the path and sometimes they will be less. Okay. So the air and the obstacles in the air, the molecules in the air, they are also changing. So we can't predict the channel exactly. Okay. So that was creating a problem in case of maximal ratio combining technique. So to overcome that one, we are using the Almaty code, where there is no need to know about the channel before we transmit the actual signal here. So we can directly transmit the signal without worrying about what is the state of that channel and what the hell is happening over there in the channel. Okay. So that's the biggest advantage of Almaty, and that's the basic reason why it has been developed. Okay. So once you know these things, then let us try to derive the expression for this one as well. Right. So consider 2 cross 1 cross 2 MISO, that is multiple input single output system. So where two symbols are transmitted in two different time periods. So the input vector which is transmitted, I can name it as x1 and x2. Then the received signal what will be getting at the receiver will be equal to y of 1 will be equal to h1 into h2, x1 x2. So these are the channel coefficients, and this is the additive white Gaussian noise which will be added while the signal is propagating through the environment. Okay. So this is for first instant, let us say time t1, and for time t2, for the second instant, we are transmitting minus x2 star. So this is the special method which is developed by Almaty, right? So we are intentionally transmitting minus x2, that is conjugate of x2 is transmitted from the first antenna, and then x1 star is transmitted from the second antenna. So what is happening here is, let us say there are two antennas. In first instant we are transmitting x1 and x2, and in second instant we are transmitting x2 star and x1 star. So we can see, for this is antenna 1 and this is antenna 2. So for antenna 1, the uh, previously transmitted symbol was x1, now we are transmitting x2 star, minus x2 star. And for antenna 2, we have transmitted previously x2, now we are trying to transmit the x1 star here. So why we are doing like this, it will be clear when we see the whole derivation. So this is just a basic method which will be followed. Okay. So for now, just keep in mind that we are transmitting in the reverse direction for the second time instant. Then the second time period vector can be given by minus x2 star into x1 star, and the received signal will be y of 2 equal to h1 h2 minus x2 star into x1 star, sorry, in the column vector form, and the n of 2 will be the noise which will be added while the signal is transmitting through the environment. So y of 2 I can write in terms of h1 star h2 star, And when I take the conjugate of this one, so let us see. So y of 2 is there. I'm taking y of 2 star. That means I'm taking the conjugate of whole equation. So it will become h1 star and h2 star. So it has got already star here. So the star will be cancelled and I'll be left with minus x2 and x1 here. So minus x2 and x1 I'm writing, and n of star 2. Okay. So after that, actually what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make the y of 1 and y of 2 in the same form, that is x1 x2, and I'm having x2 x1 here, so I need to do it in terms of x1 and x2. So what I will do, I will just first remove the sign here. So if I remove sign here, then I need to add sign, because if I'm multiplying with minus for these two, it will become plus and this will become minus. So minus h1 star into h2 star x2 x1 plus n star of 2. Okay. So now I'm having it in the form of x2 and x1, but I need it in the form of x1 and x2. So as the first equation is in the form of x1 and x2, so that is basically simplify our work. Okay, so I will just interchange the elements here. So then I need to interchange here as well. So x2 x1 I'm writing it as x1 x2, then minus h1 star I'm writing in the right hand side, and h2 star I'm writing in the left hand side. So n of star will be same. So just to make our work simple, guys, that's why we're doing some transformations here. So once you get it in the form of x1 and x2 here, then it's time to find the composite matrix by clubbing y of 1 and y of 2. So y of 1 I'm having here, and y of 2 I have just found here. Then I will just club these two equations to form the final matrix here. So y of 1 and y star of 2 will be equal to, I'm having h1 h2 here, so I'm writing h1 h2, and next h2 star and minus h1 star, h2 star and minus h2 star. So x1 x2, the same thing, it is there. So just n of 1 and n star of 2. I just clubbed these two equations. Okay. So after that, it's 2 cross 2 matrix which I will be getting for the channel coefficient h1 h2 h2 star and minus h1 star. So after that, let us say whether they are orthogonal to each other or not. So just we'll check. C1, this is H1 and H2 star, and C2 H2 and minus H1 star. So if you do C1 Hermitian C2, then it should be equal to 0 if they are orthogonal. So we'll just do that one. Okay, so just multiply these two, the row matrix and the column matrix, we will be getting 0. That means the columns of the channel coefficient matrix are orthogonal to each other, which is satisfying the first property. Alright guys, so once you are done with finding the channel coefficient matrix H, now it's time to find out the beam formula here. So that is denoted by W1 for the first signal. So W1 will be equal to 1 divided by magnitude of C1 into C1. So magnitude of C1 I can write in terms of H, and C1 I already found here. So I'm just using directly. So C1 I'm having, C2 I'm having. Just I will put those things here. So C1 H1 star into, H1 and H2 star. So now the process symbol is given by, I mean the process symbol at the receiver can be found by W1 Hermitian into Y. So W1 value is here, and I will just take the Hermitian, I mean I will just interchange the rows and columns there, and I will multiply with the Y equal to Hx plus form. So Y will be H into X plus N form, right? So this is H, this is X, and this is N. I will just multiplying with W1 Hermitian and W1 Hermitian for these hx and n components. So I'm getting this equation. So after that I can write h1 star by magnitude of h1 as magnitude of h, and 1 will be cancelled. Okay, so then h2 by h will be equal to 0, and these things I'm just writing it as it is, x1 and x2, and this one I can write in terms of n1 tilde, right? So and this is basically the row and column multiplication, guys. So that's why I'm getting this one. So h1 by h1 star by h into h1. So h1 square I will be getting. So one h1 and h1 will be gone, and one h will be remaining here. So for this one they are uncorrelated, so I will be getting 0 anyway. Okay. So after that I can write magnitude of h into x1. Again multiply these two things here. So magnitude of h into x1 plus 0 into x2 will be 0. So leave it as it is, then n volt and I will be getting. So now I will try to find out the signal to noise ratio. So magnitude of h square divided by sigma n square, expectation of x1 square. So this is the formula which we are using. So h square divided by sigma n square, the power which is allocated for x1 will be p1 here. So energy of x1 square or expectation of x1 square I'll be writing. Okay, so now I have got for the W1. So similarly, I will calculate for W2, which I'll be getting it as 1 by 2 H2 square. So I will be getting the same, but in here it is P1 and it will be P2. So now try to find out the combined signal to noise ratio, which will be adding W1 and W2 signal to noise ratio. So P by 2 H square by sigma n square, or 1 by 2 H square by sigma n square into P I will be writing. So this is the optimal or final signal to noise ratio which we'll be having in case of Alamonte codes. Okay, so if you try to see and diagram for this one, then it will be something like this. Transmitter receiver, I'll be having two antennas here. Okay, so transmitter 1 and transmitter 2, I'll be transmitting first x1 and x2, then minus x2 star and x1 star as I've shown. Then h1 and h2 are the channel coefficients, and this is the receiver side. So this is time and this is h2. I mean the signals which are transmit. I mean the coefficients which are used. So this is also called as space-time block code. So due to the fact that we are transmitting first x1 and x2 and then reverse of that one. Okay, so this is all about Almoti code. Hope you got an idea how to do the derivation and what is the basic theory behind that one. So if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe the channel for more updates. So thank you guys. Thanks for seeing. See you in the next one.